Hey YouTube, I have to let this be known. I was a part of the Democratic Party 4 years, which is considered Dem. I can honestly tell you that the people of that party is not on what a lot of people think that they're on. A lot of those people in that party is saved religious people, but we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but spirits and principalities. And sometimes those principalities are in unseen places, attacking certain people, grouping them into certain parties, grouping them into certain groups against some of God's will without them even being aware of this taking place. Basically placing them into a subservient situation without them actually being knowledgeable about certain things that are taking place. So don't get the message wrong. I chose to be without party, no party affiliation. Actually, at this point, I'm no party affiliation, unknown party, that type of stuff. I'm not really affiliated with anything, not any party, any political party, or anything. But I will say this much to you guys, that a lot of times, I can't tell you, as I woke up and I saw the abuse of the Democratic Party. And the abuse was very great. I can't sit up here and I cannot deny that the Democratic Party went through so much turmoil, and a lot of the people that were going through the turmoil did not deserve it, was not bad people, was not involved in none of the stuff that most people would think that they're involved in. But I believe because of so much stuff going on with demonic possession, them, and other things going on, that people automatically tie those two. And what happens, anything that's associated with that is properly known, goes through turmoil, abuse, a lot of headache, a lot of problems. And a lot of those people are good people. They're not bad people. They grew up in the church or whatever. They joined the Democratic Party because they thought the Democratic Party was fighting for liberty, freedom, and stuff like that, which they do. And I will say that they do fight for a lot of freedoms, a lot of different liberties and stuff like that. But there is so much more going on with our parties nowadays that to kind of stay away from them and like play a neutral role, even if you're a real big supporter of them, to play a neutral role would be very wise right now. So I don't want you guys to get any of this tied up with a political party or any of this tied up with certain stuff. We do know that there are attacks of the enemy. We do know that a lot of this stuff is political. A lot of it on its own agenda. A lot of it has a lot to do with different things. But I don't want you guys going out there targeting or attacking the wrong people, who are innocent people that are just going through and being abused, because I have had it bragged in my face how no one even knows that it's them, who is attacking all these different innocent people and terrorizing innocent people and targeting them, and stuff like that, taking these people through so much. So I pray and hope that you guys take these words of wisdom very wisely, because we battle so much against evil spirits, darkness, uncleanness, and stuff, and it has been so widely accepted, and we have been compromised for so long that it's kind of hard to actually do the will of God without biases or biases against God, and I gotta honestly say it. Sometimes you do kind of be like, these people aren't that bad, or whatever. But when you go through everything that I've been through, you start looking at it a little bit different, and you start saying, hey, some of this stuff is unfair, and I honestly say it. It's unfair because, the person isn't really a bad person, but they're suffering through being looked at as a bad person. Um, and it's because of a lifestyle decision and choice that they was forced into making. It really wasn't them making the choice. It's not really them making the decision. It's not really them having the control in which they want to have. So, you guys, and I can back this up with scripture. God sitting up there being crucified. He's fighting for the church. He's the biggest political figure I ever know. He's fighting for righteousness. He's fighting for the church. He's fighting for the country. He's fighting for the people. He's doing everything that he possibly can do in reference to God, and this is Jesus, like implementing it in the flesh. And at the end, when he's crucified, he said, God, they know not what they do. They know not what they do. And it goes to show you how possession was playing a part even then in the lives back in the biblical days, and nobody is awakened to it. That this thing has been playing for quite some time with no healing, no resolution, no peace, no nothing. So we really got to be prepared and really study to show ourselves approved, and, ask God for healing and revelation and stuff like that. And another thing, separate yourself. I didn't know that I was being given the worst of the worst. I was living my life the right way, but I was being given the worst of the worst, and they like to say, oh, we gave you the best. According to whom? According to whom? And when I started to wake up and I started doing stuff myself, I started realizing how unfair it was, because I started going to battle for everything that I needed, everything that I wanted, everything that I wanted to see happen. It wasn't happening, and I couldn't understand why. And it was just them basically trying to prevent, saying, okay, well, we gave you the best of the best, and trying to confirm that and stuff like that. And I can't understand how me in poverty was the best of the best. I can't understand how me never having was the best of the best. I can't understand how my kids not having Pampers and diapers and necessities that they need was the best of the best. I can't understand how people eating off of money that the government is giving to me is the best of the best for me. I can't understand how living low beyond my means was the best of the best for me, and stuff like that. I can't understand how all that was the best for me, when I could have been so much more greater, but thank God anyway. I understand the challenges now more than ever before, because no matter what I was doing, it would not work. I had money being stolen out of the mailbox. God was blessing me with checks, and these people were stealing checks to keep me from prospering. They were stealing all this different stuff from me to keep me from prospering. Blessings. I would go sign up for assistance to do trainings and to become somebody. I wanted to be a truck driver. I couldn't become a truck driver. I wanted to sit up there and work on computers and engineer computers and program computers. I could not do any of this stuff because I basically stood up and said, hey, my life could have been a hell of a lot better without certain people with it, and you're saying that you gave me the best of the best, but I was still asking the question, according to whom? And then I started to realize at that time that I was going through so much with other things trying to have control of my life. So yeah, they could have gave me the best of the best. But at that time, was I ambitious enough to get it? At that time, could I actually think well enough to actually think about myself instead of other people, because other people wanted control? At that time, could I have done more than what I was doing? Even now in my everyday life now, I am so obsessive of with maximizing my day and getting the most out of my day and making sure that I'm getting enough rest, making sure that I'm getting the most out of my day. A lot of people don't understand that. So I actually do this video to actually show you guys because I have lived such a unique life. I'm gonna call it a unique life where it was unique but limited, and then to have an awakening where you worked hard and it was given to someone else, and then people say, okay, well, we say things in reverse. So actually, if you were saying it in reverse and you said that I have given you the best life we could have gave you, it was really you saying that you gave me the worst. Hopefully these words encourage someone and actually give them wisdom. May God bless you. Take care of yourself.